everything is going to be due by midnight Sunday. Any makeup work, any missing assignments that you've asked me to unlock, you will have until Sunday to complete them because I have to have grades turned in Monday. And there will be no extensions on anything this week, unfortunately. Sorry. So you have to get your work done on time. Last week, we talked about one-step equations. Today, we are going to move into two-step equations and how to solve those. We're going to look specifically today at solving on a double number line, and we're going to talk about the various mathematical operations that we are doing as we decompose the equation on the number line. All right, so just like in previous days, this comes from your assignment that you're doing today. This is the first few pages, or first few slides, I guess I should say. We're going to go over them together, and then we're going to work one on a program that I've discovered. I want to play around with it just to see how it works, and then we'll talk about the rest of your assignment for the day. Excuse me. In a previous lesson, you modeled the problem in which Fido and Jet are two small dogs. Fido weighs exactly 10 pounds more than Jet, and together they weigh 46 pounds. So I'm going to start right here. Fido weighs 10 pounds more than Jet. Okay. This phrase right here, more than tells us we are going to be adding to Jet's weight. Okay. So Fido means we're going to take Jet's weight and add 10 pounds to it. Okay, so 10 pounds more than Jet means Jet plus 10, or J plus 10. Jet does not have this extra weight, so Jet we're just going to represent by the letter J. Okay, that is Jet's weight. This is Jet's weight plus 10, which is Fido's weight. And this is what you guys did on the assignment. And together they are 46 pounds. Okay, so J plus 10 plus J equals 46. We can combine our like terms. We have 2J plus 10 equals 46. And that's what you see right here to represent the dog's weights. Okay. And we can also represent and solve this on a double number line. So the first thing we're going to do on our double number line, and you can see here in the example, we have our weight on the top, we have our weight with our variable on the bottom, okay? And 46 and 2J plus 10 are equal, so they are in the same position on the number line. Now we're going to start decomposing the expression. So remember when we did our bar model, we had 2J plus 10 and that is equal to 46. And if we wanted to decompose 2J plus 10, oops, got a little skinny there. We would say 10 and 2J. And if we wanted to decompose 46 in the same way, we would have 10, and we would need to think what plus 10 would give me 46. And that is just what they have done here, okay? They have decomposed 46 into 36 and 10. 2J is 10 to the left of 2J plus 10. So they went from on their number line. They are removing this 10 from the 2J, decomposing it, And they went backwards on the number line 10 to just find our 2j. And we already know from the bar model up here that 2j is equal to 36. So they did the same thing. They went backwards 10 from 46 to find 36. Any questions so far? So now we're going to go from here to here. I can decompose 2j even further because I have 2 j's. Okay. I don't have room to write above. We already know we have 10. And I can decompose j or 2j into j plus j. So j plus 10. And I can do the same thing to 36 because 2j equals 36. So I need to figure out what j is equal to. And on the number line, I can see that 1j is halfway between 0j and 2j. So the number I'm looking for is halfway between 0 and 36. And that number is 18. So j equals 18. What questions do you have? So on our double number line, we're following the same process that we did with the bar model. We just have this extra step of having a coefficient with the variable, or adding or subtracting something from our variable first, okay? So same process, one little extra step, okay? That's why it's called a two-step equation. All right, how could we check and see if j is really equal to 18? What could we do with that 18? How can we check our work? Well, let's say we had the equation j plus 3 equals 10, and you told me j equals 7. How could I check to see if j really does equal 7? All right, ignore the 2j plus 10 right now. Let's look just at this. If I wanted to see if j equals 7 is true for this equation right here, what would you do with this 7? How could you check the answer? we're going to add it to 3. So really what we're doing is taking the 7 and putting it in place of j in the equation. So we can do the same thing with our 2j plus 10, okay? We can take 2, multiply it times the 18, so putting 18 in place of j, and add 10, and see if we get 46. So 2 times 18 is 36, plus 10 is 36 plus 10, 46. Okay. So that means that j does equal 18, okay? Because we checked our work. We substituted our answer in for the variable in the equation, the original equation, okay? So we're substituting for the variable. What does j equals 18 mean in terms of this problem? What is this 18? Okay, 18 is Jet's weight, right? Because Jet is the one that we are comparing to, because we said Fido is Jet plus 10. So J equals 18 would be Jet's weight. Okay. Now let's think in terms of mathematical operations. For this first step here, where we went backwards 10, what operation were we doing? Add, subtract, multiply, or divide? Right. So we subtracted first. And then when we found what number was halfway between 0 and 36, what operation were we doing? Right, we divided. So the step or operations we did were subtraction and division. Is there another way to use the double number line to determine the value of j? So let me ask, for this problem, would it matter if we did division first or subtraction first? Could we do division first? Okay, Nathan says it's going to matter. So let's just see. All right, I want to see if we can figure this out. So if I wanted to know what term was halfway between 0j and 2j plus 10, we would divide, right? So 2 and 10 share a common factor of 2. So I'm going to divide 2j by 2 and 10 by 2. I have to do both terms. So what is 2j divided by 2? Okay, so it's 1j. And what is 10 divided by 2? What am I going to add to this j? Okay. All right. To find what it's equal to, I also need to find what number is halfway between 0 and 46. So 46 divided by 2 would be what? 23. All right. So we did our division. Oh, that's not supposed to be a 25. It is supposed to be a 23. We did our division. Now let's do our subtraction. So we're going to go backwards 5, which would leave me at j. And if I go backwards 5 from 23, what value do I land on? Is this the solution that we found doing subtraction first? Is it the same? Okay. So for this problem, it did not matter which one we did first. We still can land on the same solution. Any questions about this one? Okay. All right, let me pull up this program here. So this is called whiteboard.chat. It's another whiteboard program that I have discovered, but it has a few more, a little bit more functionality than Jamboard does. So here in a second, I'm going to put the link in the chat for you. Your tools are going to be a little bit different than what I have, but you will have a drawing tool, which looks like a little paintbrush. And you will click on the paintbrush. Maybe it'll let me do it. And then you can write on it. You can show your steps that you did to find the answer. And then it also has a text tool. I just have to find it. So if you click on tools, one of them should be text. Oh, right here, text box. So if you want to type, it's there. And then there, I don't know what all tools you will have. We will find out. And if you need to erase something, you just click the little undo button, okay? So I'm going to put this in the chat, and I would like you to click on it, and I'm going to see how this looks on my end. Because you should each get your own individual whiteboard. I don't know if you guys are in it or not. It's blocked. No. Okay. Never mind then. That makes me very, very, very sad. All right. So let's just work this one together. Okay. I was so excited about that one too. All right. This is also from your assignment for today. This is slide 4. Okay. The slide 3, all those answers that we went over just now are in there. All right, so let's look at this problem together. Use the double number line to solve the equation 21 equals 2d plus 3. So what is the first step that we would do? What's going to be the easiest first step? to decompose this. All right. So if we go backwards 3 from 2D plus 3, that's going to give me 2D. What value is 3 backwards from 21? Okay, 18. So the first thing we did was subtract. Okay. Now what are we going to do to find D? Because that's where we're going to want to land at, or land. So what am I doing? What operation? All right. So we are finding what is halfway between, or dividing by 2. So 18, halfway between 0 and 18, would be what? Nine. So for this problem, we would say D equals 9. And I'm going to check. So 2 times 9 is 18. 18 plus 3 gives me 21. So D is the correct answer. I'm so sad you guys didn't get to play with this one. Any questions about that problem? All right. So we have gone over slides 1, 2, 3, and 4 together. You'll have all the answers in the video once it is uploaded in or on the Summit page. You are going to do slides 5 through 8. So just 4 more slides that you guys have to do on your own. Look at each problem, okay? Do not forget to put your 0 and your 0x on your double number line. You can put them wherever you feel it needs to be. And model how you would solve the equation, okay? And pay close attention to the operations that you are doing as you work through. You do have 5, it has a fraction, 6 has decimals. So think back to this one right here and the other one that we did. Whenever we were dividing, we were trying to figure out what was halfway between 0 and this number, or 0x and this x, okay, or D, whatever the variable is. So number lines are always going to have a 0, and in this case, a 0x, okay. This one right here, think about the best way to solve this. Considering it has this 4 outside of the parentheses, what would you do to solve it? Another fraction or another decimal, okay. Any questions about the remaining problems that you have?